Sorry about that. I was off. Let me start again with my manners. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are on planet Earth. I think say that go be the English way I go talk today. The rest I go use the common language where we all dey understand in Sierra Leone. We in a Creole. I don't come back today, and today your topic is very political, but it's not partisan. The topic for today are the perceptions of governance and how underdevelopment has been instituted in the Republic of Sierra Leone by that perception. All the time we dey complain, we not get good leadership, we not get good leader. First and foremost, I want to make we understand, say, that's just a perception. It's a perception we hold, which if we look at it critically, I am not sure it is correct. We have always had leaders, but we have always not tried to assist the leaders because of a perception about politics, because of a perception about governance, because of a perception as a people on how we go make we destiny. Within our own responsibilities, within our roles, within our duties. This is the crisis we have. And this is why we always believe that one person for can't do everything we sit down, we eat. But that's notwithstanding, now look at them in terms of politics. Politics na the Republic of Sierra Leone. How we perceptions they affect the kind of leaders who they get. How we perceptions they promote and institute under development in our country. Some of the topics that where they deal with, people may think, oh, this man they come, they have for can't talk book, they come for can't talk, he don't talk. No. But a book they can't talk. I know they can't talk, me don't talk. And I know they can't lie for nobody because I don't get no reason for lie for anybody. I don't get no reason for lie for anybody because I don't get no intention for going to practical politics. When I say practical, for go team up, campaign for office, or even accept any political office. I don't get that intention, and I don't get for do 'em. If I get for go salon, I dey go as a private citizen. I dey talk some of them things because I want to see my country change. Change, not to thing where they come by magic. You know, they come by any external factor. Nobody not able to change anybody. Nobody not able to change a situation if we not change them. IMF go come, World Bank go come, European Union go come, China go come, Russia go come, anyone who una go call, can go come. But with perceptions, the way we they think and how they see things now we mind. I get for make we, I get for break we. Even the poverty, oh they complain, but poverty is a state of mind. It's a product of a state of mind. Not to God they wish poverty, not to God they wish alaki, not to juju man or alpha man they wish anything. Most of these things that you people believe in, they are just perceptions. What you believe is what you become. What you believe is what is real. So if we take that into politics, what do we have? Here is a country we get all the resources we need for make it develop into a world-class economy. Here is a country we get everything we need for make poverty and suffering not dey. But yet still, everything is difficult in that country. Is God unfair to us? I don't think so. And I don't believe so. I believe, say, now with perceptions, now with problem. First of all, with perceptions we'll get is ruled or maybe conducted by mistrust. You see, they go over and over the same topical area all the time I talk because I get reason for say so. I get reason for stick to them here. I have been fortunate to have two experiences living in two different countries, but with almost the same population. Country A, when at Sierra Leone, gets far more resources and potentials than country B, when at Norway. People say, oh, that man let talk, but yes, I have to talk about Norway. Because Norway, at this point in time, now gets the biggest sovereign fund on earth. Norway, in terms of state fund, get more money than China. They get more money than America. Then he gets the same population, or almost same population as Sierra Leone. And Norway, the wealth where they talk about now this country, now 1990, then start for build our wealth. We put them today at the top of state funds, of sovereign funds. They don't have as much resources as we have. They only have oil. Yes, oil, a very expensive commodity. Na commodity any country we get some boku money they can dey. But we have seen countries in Africa with oil where there is poverty, just like in Sierra Leone. So not only resource where the country gets, they make the country rich or poor. Are the way where the people and they think, the perceptions. What you think, what you understand, what you believe, now I make you what you be. I don't read a story when a factual story. The city of Johannesburg in South Africa is a city standing on gold and diamonds. In fact, I didn't get a vein, a rock we go right deep into the earth, well loaded with diamonds, what then they call kimberlite. If you read and they talk about kimberlite in Sierra Leone today, now a copy of that name from Johannesburg. But what is this story? The story say sometime around the 1920s, 1910, now a farmer been get that land. This farmer with him picking them be the men sheep. This guy go take a tire, I say, I sell this land, I sell them. He can't see the almost they call Zimbabwe. But that time them they call the Botswana land. We can't see down there. The man will buy the land from him. he can discover say that stone wey him pikin dem bin dey take for the them wolf wey dey come walk the sheep. Now diamonds. That was how the De Beer brothers started mining diamonds. Today they are the biggest diamond, one of the biggest diamond mining companies on earth. The same story go for Sierra Leone. Before 1930, the people them at that Sewa River, and when they take the diamond, they say na crystal stones and they look grown with them. Now a Catholic priest we go Boajibu. I see this stone where they play with them. And being an educated man and with a scientific knowledge, he straight away knows say this na valuable stone and it possibly is diamond. He took those stones and came to Freetown. They got it tested and it was proven it was diamonds. The first diamonds were discovered at Boajibu in Sierra Leone in 1930 by a man who had the perception that this was not devil's stone, it was diamonds. Before then, the diamonds had always been there, but our people felt it was some crystal stone to do some mystic something. This is perception. And this is how it influences our development. Coming to the topic at hand, perceptions of governance and how it affects our development and how it institutes on that development. I'll go straight to the point. Before colonialism started in Sierra Leone, before the British then come say, they can't colonize, the French then come say, they can't colonize, or before 1884, where all Europe, 84, 85, where all Europe go sit down, now Berlin, Germany, then decide say, oh, shape Africa. Africa been don't get its own system of governance. Sierra Leone been get its own system of governance. Now no come talk history now. Sierra Leone, like most other African countries, been get its own system of governance. We been get a highly decentralized kingdom we then call Kuya. We cover Guinea, it cover Sierra Leone, it cover Liberia. This kingdom starts after the 16th century, when people then from the former Mali Empire and from northern part of West Africa, from that Senegambia area, then begin move south. The Koya kingdom was formed, and today we see say, when you look at all the areas that were just called so, we get a common culture, we get common surnames, we get common place names. So, if in the 21st century, in a country where people lived before in that decentralized governance system, if we they see people and they preach tribalism, preach, or because that man they talk different language, so it different from the other one them, they're not on nothing they cause that personal with perceptions. And this perception, now they hold we back. It hold we back because from the home upwards, if people are not unite, if people are not think together as one, they're not work together as one, they're not able to share their knowledge, they're not able to share their emotions, then Nothing no dey work. Na dem kind place. Nothing. Nothing no dey work. Anyhow una do am, make una go na the best church, then go do all night service 365 days. Alek una claim Mount Sinai. Alek una do anything, una go face the best so-called Mercy man or whatever una think it be. Nothing will change because the power for anything for happen is inside this the mind. At the point on the head, not to the head and at the mind though, but at the head, the brain, the brain an integral part of the mind. Now they allow we for think. How we think, now so we they be. If we think good, good they come. If we think unity, peace and good they come. If we think divide, yes, if you go get them right, if you, because maybe then get access to certain things so they make it look fine for them. But believe me, they even then one day they know they get them right because they know they live in peace. I want to see one politician or go see Anna Salon. But tell me, say, I they live in peace. Where you not get for the look behind your back where they waka, or you get for workout security. This country where the politicians and they waka in peace. Then they go to the supermarket, then buy, then do everything, then team up, then talk to people. Not to magic, not to God let them pass will. Now because the society gets a perception of togetherness. The society gets a perception of equality. Say, even if me a multi-millionaire, but I get for believe say that next man get a right to life. I get for provide something or make some structure, let that next man self able live in life at your own level. But in Africa, and especially in my country, Sierra Leone, it's a bit small book, you don't feel say different. And the reason this will make now people feel say getting a title so important that then they go pay money for fake titles. That's the most idiotic thing where anybody can do. Because that title, now they change your perception. And your perception, now it make you character. Now it make who that you be. If you're an idiot and a stupid fool, if even you go take all the degrees, can't put them in your head, you will still be an idiot and a stupid fool. The only way you can change that is for you to sit quietly and ask yourself, what is it in me that I need to change to be a better person? We have all been through that. I have been an idiot in my life. I have been an idiot several times. But I had to change because I came to discover that change is an internal process. It's within you, not external. Nobody can change you. No alpha man, no juju man, no mercy man, no church, no mosque, no imam, no pastor can change you if you not change yourself. And then perceptions here, that they would take or put out into society. What happens? Instead of us coming together, we go apart. Because everybody believes he stop. Nobody enough for tell her nothing. What you want tell me? What you sabi? In governance, how does that come into play? First, now take the process by which finish, we dey get the people them where they go govern we. And na the first thing we for take the electoral process, or what you will call elections. In we country and in most parts of Africa, elections is like a mini war. Thank God they not get their weapon the way the Ukraine now they kill people there innocently. Otherwise it been for be just like that. Because for some people, elections is a time where them feel say now do or die. Why should it be do or die? Can't you live outside politics? Can't you be able to make progress outside politics? Can't you do anything if it's not connected with politics? There are some people, they get involved in politics, but then see and say a strain for them, then get out. You say, all right, I'll go do other thing. It dey be na this country. What they? And this country, when you go into politics, you are exposed to billions of dollars. But nobody tampers with those monies. Nobody. Because it's not an issue of now we turn, now we term. That kind of perception not there. Now we turn, now we term. You know, they empathy. Here, you go to a public office to do your best and leave a legacy. Most people, after they don't come under politics, then they get international jobs because they don't prepare themselves for that. They don't create the credibility and trust for making them get them jobs then they. And the international jobs, they can pay them 10 times more than what they really get. The present Secretary General for NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, up to 2015, he was the Prime Minister of Norway. When in term, he do 3 terms, 2 terms, I mean. When in term done, he look peace, he left. Because yeah, they not get term limit. As long as you're popular, as long as people believe you are doing what needs to be done, you can be elected as many times as possible. He left. He go. You know, today, he gets a job in a NATO as Secretary General. Today, it's all over the world. Today, he's one of those people who are going to determine the destiny of this world. Because what's in the go on so now Ukraine, if you get people that are egoistic people there on top of the institutions like NATO, some disaster go happen where all the world go regret. But I believe say we safe because the man where they had NATO, I know him. I know the way they think. And I now see and say na possible go take a rational decision. The only thing, he will not be bullied. He will not be bullied. But let's go back now, country. When they say election, na fet, na beat, na this, na that, violence. What is it about? Who benefits? As they say in Latin, si bono. Si bono. Nobody benefits. Now begin get this perception clear. As a small boy in 1961, I was fortunate to attend the independence ceremony. I lived in Sierra Leone up to 1998. And I think I know the perceptions and the culture in that society. I have seen governments come, governments go. I have seen all the grandeurs that had gone with those governments. At the end of the day, when that government goes away, everything deteriorates. The last time I go to Leone, which was about 5 years ago, I went as far as Juba Hill. I see Kabasa Lodge. I not believe. I claim the hill, I go, I enter the compound. What you meet there, I not believe. With perceptions about governance, with perceptions about politics, with perceptions about with destiny. It lack a lot of things, but primary amongst these things that are lacking is the unity and sustainability of our efforts. We politics now get that. It's not about us coming together to create and sustain. It's about us going together as clubs. We go kapu kapu. Way back in 95, 96, one of my schoolmates, they make a comment. I not understand the meaning of that comment until years later. I know call him name because if I call him name, na possible na all sabi. It was for a short period in parliament. I think now Mawe is frisky. They're all over the place. He said the political parties in Sierra Leone are mere clubs that people go to when it's time for elections. And after elections, everybody they by himself. It's God for we all, everyone for himself. And honestly, that's what we have. Our political parties are mere clubs. They don't have an ideology. If the one that will be form the party, then they bring ideology, but today ideology not day our politics. The only ideology will people then get now. What in a benefit by this? That's a very good question. That's a question everybody get for asking himself. But wouldn't they determine the benefit way they get by anything way they do in life? Depends on your perception. If you think Sela go kapu me on accommodate, you go kapu am, but after that they done. Because you not think of a sustainability plan. When I don't kapu, what I go do with this money? Someone they go below. Yes, so it's fine for bill. But honestly, if us now be a wealth creating investment, Sierra Leone not be for their idea so. Us fine for bill, but us they tie up money, they tie up wealth, especially in a place where the banking system is redundant and dead. That's not the topic for today. I will camp on that some other time. We banking systems, we banking policies, how we stagnate the economy. And we have all these economists preaching they know. I will camp on that. Let's stick to the topic today, the perceptions of governance. Why do we have this divided mentality? It's because with perception, they tell we say, if I come up from a group where they talk one language, I come up from a region where I believe say we all they talk the same language, I am completely different from that group who come out even 10, 15 miles from where I am. And the most painful side about it is Most of us claim to be Sierra Leoneans, but most of us don't even know 1/3 of the country we say is our home. If you born na Kenema, the only side we go sabi na outside until you go for land book or you go fen work. The rest of the country now overseas for them. If you born na Putloko, the same thing. A boy na Konadugu, the same thing. A born na Pujao, the same thing. If you don't know what you talk about, then you are not part of that thing. If you don't know what you talk about, then you are not part of that place. We are strangers in our country because of our perception. We don't move around our country to understand each other. We don't move around our country to make friends outside that small area Osabi. With perception of smallness or in smallness, that overprotection, that overprotective nature and thinking we'll get is one of the reasons why we are still as we are. Because in such conditions, people overprotect their immediate surroundings and only associate with people from within the surroundings or maybe from the linguistic group. What in that they lead to? It lead to several protection groups in a small society where they seek the interests of the members. And this is why we have corruption, if you don't know. Corruption is not something that we are born with. We created it by our perception. Now, we translate them into politics. And even in the politics, it's going to be secluded. Oh, this now from this school. Now then a power. So now then for enjoy. Then so the other one will not enjoy. When 10 kinds of get power, I go do the same thing. We institute corruption and maintain it by the way we think. And yet we say education started in Sierra Leone. We were the Athens of West Africa. Please, can you stop saying that? Please. I don't like saying it. I don't like insulting people. I believe you are all my brothers and sisters. But if I am to say it directly and honestly, if you put 10 Sierra Leoneans, 8 of them are idiots because of their perception. And the most painful side is most of us who have gone to school and universities, we are the idiots in the society because of the perception we have instituted. We narrow everything within a tunnel perspective. The beliefs, the attitudes, the functions, what we do, even in investment. If you talk to somebody we unatu not come from the same region or the same linguistic group or whatever, say, Law can't do this for me could go before. The first thing they can man, this man a stranger, what they go do business with him. That's why foreigners are controlling our economy. Look at Sierra Leone. Since I was born in Sierra Leone up to this time, I have never seen somebody of a foreign nationality who suffers in my country. But I see Sierra Leoneans suffer. Do we think God is unfair with us? No. It's our perception, the way we think. So how do we change it? What do we do? Do we have to be blaming the leaders in power Do we have to be blaming the political parties? I will say yes, and I will say no to the same question. Yes, because within each of these political parties, and especially so in the oldest political party, there are people who have education that we expect them to think, perceive, and act better. Have they done so? No. In fact, what I see is that most times some of them are the worst examples society can have. So that's the yes side. The no side is, if even we change all these political parties today, or we change the names of these political parties and give them new names, the perceptions is going to be the same. You are as you think, says James Allen, a British philosopher who wrote many books. Man is mind, and his environment is a manifest of his thoughts. The religions that we practice tell us that. Yes, Islam and Christianity, they tell we that. But when they read them books, then they will not understand them. When they read them, will not understand them. Go back and read your religious scriptures. You will see that those scriptures are telling you you have the image and likeness of the power that created you. And that power gave you free will to use that image and likeness. How does that image and likeness develop or underdevelop you? It's by your perception, how you use your free will. For God's sake. We need for sit down in we quiet moments and ask ourselves a lot of questions. We need for sit down in we quiet moments and reflect in a lot of we actions. If we dey do that every day, then we dey change our perceptions. We dey change. Change is an internal process, and it starts with everyone, not a few people. God cannot select a leader and give it to us. God cannot select a leader and give him to us. When we perceptions of grandeurs, of advantage, of them kind thing, then they make we elect a leader. Let we left for the life and God say na God mark, and God no mark no leader. Now we elect them. Now we elect them. So anything we carry it before Biagam. If we know able Biagam, now begin think how we stop for the elect people them who puts in a power, then they go do how they elect. If we the cost we leader them, now remember, we point one finger, three they point at you. Now we they elect them. If they are idiots, all of us are idiots. If they are good, all of us are good. With perception of selfishness, of self-protection, that narrow perception of, oh, let me seek my interest first. I make with this so. I make with this so. And we go ever day so until we change that day. If we not change them, nothing not the change. Next year, we go by election. Now all man they grumble. Right now you go and they call it Salon Tranga. Salon Tranga. All man they grumble. Yes, Salon Tranga. The only way you go stop the Tranga, and if I think properly, make sure say the one the way they choose for go represent you, then get una interest at heart, not to your own interest, una interest. Development not they take place by region. Development not they take place by political party. Development not go ever take place by person. It has to be a collective thing. If we say this part to this part na Sierra Leone, the development get for take place when everybody willing for participate. One of the tenets of good governance is inclusiveness. Why inclusiveness? Because the one that we don't do all the research and understudy, they no say any side things for go before, everybody for involve, everybody for be included. But if una graph begin say, Mwalelesia, Sabano, you are joking. You are joking. You're really joking. You are not ready to develop. Development is not a compartmentalized process. And development, in fact, not a physical something, na mental process. The way you think is the way you develop. It's a mental process. And that mental process, therefore, involve everybody. In your home, if you already home develop, involve your wife and you picking them. Let them be part of the thinking and planning processes. Let them be part of the activation or the execution processes. Let everybody feel say, me a part of what in they go on. I get a share in this thing. I get something in this thing will go be to my benefit. Then development will take place. But if you exclude people, you think say you go force them for develop work for you. Hey, the days of slavery are gone. They are gone. Even though now 1929 they abolished slavery in Sierra Leone, but those days are gone. You don't force people. You cajole them. You create the environment for them to feel that they are part of the process. 60 years, 8 days from now, we are going, 5 days, I mean, we are going to be 61 years since we were told to govern ourselves because we not call our independence. What have we to show? Within that period, we don't see several countries that will be passed. Some were broken nations coming from war. They don't develop, they don't go into world-class technological and industrial power. We see the number up and where. Anytime they say election, oh, fet don't be. Hey, this election they come. This nothing go be. Why is it so with us? Why is it so with us? Why? Where did we get this from? How did we get this? Why can't we come together and think, walk as one? All una songs they una got national anthem, national pledge, this and that. All they tell una the one thing, unity. Come together. Or maybe we don't even understand what you mean when they say unity. Maybe if we say they say unity, the unity only apply when una they talk the same language or na come up from the same region. Not so that's them mean Sierra Leone not a region. If we now make Salon region, let's make a region. Salon get the capacity for function as districts. We can divide Sierra Leone into districts, a function, because every district gets something when a resource we go use. But the hardest part of it will be there will be structural and governance problems. Because, one, most of those regions are going to be landlocked. Then therefore they pay a lot of money for import and export. Two, the very tribalism owner they use for divide the country, or the linguistic method or measure owner they use for divide the country, it is found across the nation. If you go to the south, you meet people there who were born there, who were bred there, who speak Timini. You come to the north, you meet people who were born and bred there who speak Mende. Across the coastal area, from as far north as Guinea border, Dakagbe, or how do you call that place on the coast by the Guinea border? I say port there, where I think then they export bauxite around Furekaria region. Come as far south as Sulema into Bon County in Liberia. 90% of the people you meet there have a genetic background of either Soso, Bolom, what we call Shabro, or Timini. 90% of them. Some may be speaking Timini today, some may be speaking Mende today. But if you check their DNAs, they are from one or two of those ethnic systems, because I won't call them groups. These are the people who had lived in Sierra Leone well before the Manis came. And these are the people mentioned in history as Sapi, the coastal people. They have lived so long that their languages are almost similar. The Soso and the Timni get a lot of similarities. The Bolom and the Timni and the Soso get a lot of similarities. When the Soso man say Nambara Soto, the Timni man say Po Soto Nambara. Similarity, meaning the same thing. I have got into trouble. When the Shabro man or the Bolom say Sakao, the Timni man say Sekel. How are you? Similarity. We are not seeing all this, especially those of us who claim to be educated. We are not seeing all this. We go all over the place preaching tribalism for what? To get $3,000 or $5,000 at the end of the month? And you think you are king? You're nothing but a poor rat parabulating without a moral and an ethical foundation. $3,000, $5,000. Yeah, big job. Yeah, it's a big job. God save some of you. God help some of you. We have to change. We have to look within. Our perceptions about governance is what is wrong. God is not wicked on us. For most people, the minute you say government, what comes to mind? Oh, that's an institution where everything is in abundance. Nothing is short. People don't even understand that a government can be bankrupt. Yeah. And these people, some of them are so-called educated. They don't understand that a government can be bankrupt. Some of them don't even understand that there are private people in society who may have more money than the government. Because we have the wrong perceptions. Yes, the government, or maybe an institution permitted by the government, can print currency. That does not mean they cannot go bankrupt. When the government goes bankrupt, the currency becomes useless. And that's what we see. We have been seeing it over decades in Sierra Leone. Our Leone does not have value because our government is bankrupt. Short and simple. I don't care whether you take zeros or you add zeros. If you don't create institutions and systems for collective participation so that all of us can harness and sustain the economy, nothing will change. Nothing. Nothing. I bet you that. And I'm telling you, people, years down the line, if we don't change our perceptions, we can change political parties and even persons. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. We need to begin to think seriously. We need to move out of that cocoon we've put ourselves of pettiness. We need to begin to ask, how can we sit together and make this place a better place? Making a country a better place is not politics. It's development. Development is not politics. Politics is getting elected, going to talk as much as you like and doing little as you can. That's what politics is. Development is different. It's a process. It's a hard task. It's a hard task that can only be done by people with the correct perception and the dedication to see change happen. Politicians don't see change happen. They take praises for changes. They cannot make change happen. It's not part of the domain of politics. All over the world, the technicians, the business people, those out there in the private sector, these are the ones who make change happen. And for some of them, they go sleepless nights thinking of what to do to make difference. The politician would only come and take the praise. I've never seen a politician who has discovered anything that is of use to mankind. Show me one. But we see people spending nights, burning candles on end, and at the end they come with an innovation that has changed lives. These are not politicians, they are private people. The people who work to make internet possible for us to sit in our corners today and talk to the whole world. Most of them had little to do with politics. Little. They sat in their corner, they used their perceptions, they thought about what to do, how to do it, etc., and came with something. In Sierra Leone, it's politics or die. Everybody wants to become a politician. And for some of them, even when you talk to them, trying to tell them, let's do so, let's not do so. Oh, that man, I only they talk. And most of you are nothing but hustlers, rats. Rats and hustlers. If you put 100 politicians in Sierra Leone now, I bet my life, 80 to 90 of them are hustlers. They just want to go and grab something. They don't have any initiative. They're not even thinking of it. A few may be thinking of it. A few. And those few, if even you make them head of state, they will still be overpowered by the bunch of hustlers. Our leaders fail because of that. There have been good leaders who failed because they are surrounded by a bunch of hustlers, thieves and rats. If we mean to make Sierra Leone a better place, it's an individual task. It's a commitment each and every one of us must take and say, okay, from now, I'm going to think of what to do, how to do it. Not the money coming. You will make money. Money is there to make. Do things right and you make money. Mark Zuckerberg, when him and his 4 friends started this chat system, the friends never thought, they never had the perception he had. They left and went to get university degrees. He said, let me make this thing something else. He had the perception. He created something of it. Today, everybody uses it. But most people will not even know how he makes money. He makes money from it. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He makes money from it. If you want to do something right, don't look at the money. Look at the good it will do to mankind. The more people that get involved in using what you have made, the more money you make. Jack Ma in China, when he left the army, he wanted to go to university, he could not. He called some of his friends, they started building a website. It took them 4 years of trial and error. The first website they came up with, people laughed at it. They said, okay, let's improve on this. They sat down and improved on it. It became Alibaba. And Alibaba made $1 billion for him. Steve Jobs, the same thing. They started in a garage. They came with Apple. He left Apple. He came later. And now he's dead. And Apple is living. Almost money man who don't die in Asalo, no, don't forget. But nobody will forget easily about Steve Jobs. Because he had left a legacy. This legacy is going to live forever. It's going to live forever. And it's going to make money forever for people. Almost alone money man, we don't left money, we don't make money for people. What would they see now the reverse? Because the perceptions are wrong. People fight all their lives. They amass some wealth. When they die, then picking and they left fat themselves. Would they take cutlass? Would they take poison? Then kill themselves. The perceptions. And at the same perception, how they carry into politics. That's why politics is filthy in that place. Politics is not supposed to be filthy. 2011, for just the fact that, oh, they see this man as an educated, maybe outspoken man from Africa. We have strangers here. Let's bring him in. They brought me in, and I was elected a municipal councillor. I served 2011 to 2015, 2015 to 20. I said, no, he do so. I go do what they do for myself. Age done they come. Yeah, politics, not a politics where they can kapu kapu. And if you kapu kapu and say you're not able to use them. So let me go and do something that I know will leave a legacy. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it quietly and gradually. Because at the end of the day, that is what is going to outlive me. That record say they be don't elect me. It is. But you not get for outlive me. What here they make now? Then go outlive me, go outlive generations yet unborn. When the time comes, people will see it and know this man said it, and here it is. This is development. It's not politics. I'm doing development. I was in politics. I've done my part. I've left it. Now I'm in development. If we want to develop Sierra Leone, I not say look come up our political party there. Lord did, but Lord consider we self as brothers and sisters. Not all we self together. Let we work together. Let we exchange ideas together. Let be ethical and honest with each other. We small brother, Dr. Lai, they elected the old man, they talk. Yes, Boku they talk in him, but I know say Boku they talk hypocrite talk. Sabi, Autan. And there is small tap. How about that boy pass back? We be don't want him. I lie, then be say thing. And nobody know one. And then no need for what he can warn himself. But I'll say it. I have known him for a long time. We've had discussions, open and private. There were times when we had great disagreements, but we never went apart. I had respect for him and for his intellectual capacity, but what he has done recently, I have put him on a pedestal that I will not put even myself. He is an example. He is an example of all the things some of us believe in. He has not allowed his sentiments, his relationships, or his, how do I call it, membership or whatever in a political party to outweigh his sense of ethics and social justice. I have great respect for that man. And I would have great respect for him from now on. These are the kinds of people that Sierra Leone needs now. It's not about politics, it's about what do we do to make it different. And that begins with the perception. The task of perception, especially in governance, has to be how do we create and institute trust? Because trust by the people governed is the primary thing that instigates development in a country. When the people trust their leader, they listen to them, they assist them, they do everything to make the leadership succeed. But when they don't trust the leader is in for big trouble. And you cannot force the people to trust you. No, you cannot use guns and dogs. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. Build the ethical foundation. Give out the correct message to the people. Don't go all over the place creating a message of divide because you think that is what will keep you in power or that is what will make you get elected. Stop doing that. Get the people to trust you. Then you build trust. The people will begin to understand that, oh, we can trust the leadership. Then you are beginning to help to change the perception in society. When the perceptions change, then everything will change. If you are Richie, oh, Tamia, Ya lima. Terima Dio. Ipokone. I stop there. So I reach to. Una thank you for listening. Una bye bye. Let God keep we all, yeah?